Hi there, welcome to PlotCraft. Today, we're diving into the heartwarming and emotional story of my girl. So, grab your popcorn and tissues as we take a deep dive into this unforgettable tale of childhood, friendship, love, and loss. We begin by meeting 11-year-old Vada Sultanfuz, an imaginative yet overly anxious girl who lives with her widowed father Harry in their family-run funeral home. Vada is obsessed with the idea that she's gravely ill. In one memorable scene, she tells her dad she's developing unevenly and must have cancer. Her dad, distracted, dismisses her fears and casually asks for mayonnaise. Vada, always looking for ways to impress her friends, charges them to see something creepy in her home. She leads them to the empty parlor and reveals a coffin. When the boys see that it's empty, they're unimpressed until Vada hints that sometimes the bodies aren't completely dead. Suddenly, the sound of a creaking rocking chair sends the boys running in terror. We learn that Vada's grandmother, though mentally fragile, is a beloved figure in her life. In the embalming room, Harry works with his friend Arthur on a new arrival. Vada cheerfully barges in to announce she beat her best friend, Thomas J., in Monopoly. She shares light-hearted banter with Arthur, showing the warmth and quirky humor that runs through the Sultanfuz home. A new face arrives. Shelley Devoto, a lively former beautician, rolls up in her camper to apply for a job. Shelley thinks the position involves regular cosmetology work, only to realize it's for makeup on the deceased. Despite her initial shock, she takes the job, and Harry can't help but admire her spirit. Vada and her best friend Thomas J., who is allergic to just about everything, spend their days riding bikes and exploring their small town. One afternoon, Vada goes to see her doctor again and let him know her fake illnesses, and on the way Vada notices her teacher, Mr. Bixler, fixing up an old house. She's thrilled to learn he's running a summer writing camp and dreams of joining, mostly because she has a crush on him. Later that night, Vada sits in her room, singing into a hairbrush while gazing at Mr. Bixler's photo. Her innocent crush captures the sweetness of preteen life. While playing outside, local kids start teasing Vada. Shelley steps in, encouraging her to stand her ground. Shelley offers the kids chocolate, but Thomas J. declines. He's allergic to almost everything. Vada desperately wants to attend the writing camp, but doesn't have the $35 fee. She asks her dad for the money, but he dismisses her, assuming it's just another passing interest. Vada shoots hoops inside the funeral home, but when the ball bounces downstairs into the preparation room, she goes to retrieve it. Shelley unknowingly locks the door behind her. Trapped in the eerie room, Vada panics. When Shelley finds her, she comforts Vada like a caring mother figure. Shelley later tells Harry that Vada needs more attention and care. Harry brushes it off, believing that Vada is simply being dramatic. During a visit to Shelley's camper, Vada and Thomas J. admire the cozy setup. Vada notices Shelley's rainy day jar filled with cash and, out of desperation, takes enough money to pay for the writing class. Vada joins Mr. Bixler's writing class and eagerly participates. She reads a light-hearted poem about ice cream, but Mr. Bixler encourages the students to express their deepest feelings. This prompts Vada to admit her painful secret that she feels responsible for her mother's death during childbirth. Vada and Thomas J. enjoy a day at the river. They catch a fish, but Vada is too scared to touch it. Their innocent friendship is shown when they become blood brothers, pricking their fingers and sealing a pact to be friends for life. Harry invites Shelley to church for bingo night. Dressed up like it's a date, Shelley helps Vada apply lipstick before they leave. Vada asks if she's pretty, and Shelley reassures her with genuine warmth. Feeling jealous, Vada convinces Thomas J. to sneak out with her to the church. They watch Harry and Shelley share a laugh and lean in for a kiss. Just as they're about to kiss, Vada yells, "Bingo!" Chaos erupts as the bingo players argue. Shelley invites Harry into her camper for a chat. Harry opens up about losing his wife during childbirth. The two share a heartfelt moment and begin to dance and shares a kiss. Vada watches from outside, heartbroken. During writing class, the students practice a group meditation exercise. They attempt to feel each other's energy. Inspired, Vada later tries to sense her grandmother's aura, showing her growing curiosity about life and death. Harry and Vada head to the store to buy supplies for the 4th of July picnic, and run into Shelley. Vada's dislike for Shelley grows, and she mischievously causes small disruptions, from adding random items to the cart to sarcastic remarks. During the Independence Day lunch, Shelley's ex-husband, Danny, arrives demanding her camper. Harry, fiercely protective, punches Danny and declares that Shelley's camper is her home, and he'll never give it up. Vada is shocked. She has never seen her father this angry. After the confrontation, Shelley and Harry watch the fireworks together, and Vada's uncle remarks that Harry seems truly happy with Shelley. Vada visits her doctor again for a checkup, and is relieved to learn she has no illness. The nurse, noticing Thomas J. and asks him why Vada always thinks she's sick. Thomas J. candidly responds that Vada is scared of the dead bodies in her house and believes pretending to be one of them makes it less scary. Vada and Thomas J. discover a seemingly abandoned beehive and decide to knock it down. To their horror, the hive is full of bees. They run as fast as they can and leap into the river to escape the swarm, laughing and splashing as their fear turns to exhilaration. Harry, Shelley, and Vada attend the town carnival. Vada's mood sours when she learns that Shelley and her father are getting married. Her disappointment turns to passive aggression during the bumper car ride as she bumps Shelley repeatedly to vent her frustration. Harry tries to reassure Vada, but she remains upset. Later, Vada meets with Thomas J. to confide her sadness about her father's engagement. Thomas J. listens patiently as Vada questions whether her father still loves her as much. One morning, Vada searches for her father, but finds herself alone. Shelley finds Vada and gently explains the changes that come with growing up. When Thomas J. arrives, Vada tells him to come back in 5 to 7 days, unaware that this interaction will be one of their last. Vada is tasked with watching her grandmother during a funeral service, but becomes distracted as she eavesdrops on Harry and Shelley's conversation. Her grandmother wanders into the ceremony and begins singing loudly, upsetting the mourners. Harry reprimands Vada for her irresponsibility, leaving her guilt-ridden. On a sunny afternoon, Vada and Thomas J. talk about love and wonder what kissing feels like. They decide to share their first kiss under the willow tree, promising to keep it a secret forever. Thomas J. returns to the beehive to look for Vada's lost mood ring. The bees attack, and Thomas J., allergic to their stings, tragically passes away. A police officer arrives at the Sultan Fuss home to deliver the devastating news. Harry sits Vada down and gently tells her what happened. Stunned, Vada tries to process the loss of her only friend. Vada, overwhelmed by her emotions, rushes to the doctor, insisting she can't breathe and feels bee stings all over. The doctor consoles her, understanding that her physical pain is her way of expressing emotional anguish. One of Vada's classmates, Judy, stops by to express her condolences. Though hesitant at first, Judy's visit plants a small seed of hope for new friendships. At Thomas J.'s funeral, Vada finally comes downstairs and demands to see him one last time. She places his glasses beside him and tearfully says goodbye. The mourners watch with heavy hearts as Vada's grief unfolds. Vada visits Mr. Bixler to confess her feelings, only to learn that he's engaged to another woman. Heartbroken but realizing that her feelings were innocent and fleeting, Vada leaves with a new understanding of growing up. Slowly, Vada begins to accept Shelley as part of her family. She and her father have a heartfelt conversation about love, loss, and moving forward. Harry reassures her that no one can replace her mother, but that doesn't mean they can't have joy again. In a touching moment, Thomas J.'s mother gives Vada the mood ring he found that day. They embrace, finding comfort in shared memories. Vada reads a poem in class, reflecting on loss and resilience. Her words move everyone, capturing her emotional journey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to PlotCraft for more movie summaries. See you next time.